Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're working on our Wayland window manager. Today's topic is trying to get it to work with real clients. So we have this window manager we've been working on. Right, here he is, right? Wow, this is a virtual machine showing one window in the window manager using our hand-rolled Wayland client, right? No dependencies, hand wavy, maybe a couple dependencies like OpenGL, but no like libwayland, no WL roots, none of that. We're kind of doing most of this, like all of the rendering is like done using only OpenGL and like system stuff. Right, so we have like this client, we talk to our Wayland server over some socket that's sitting in some like well-known location. We start sending him like frames one at a time, and the compositor goes, "Oh, I'll display that frame for you," and he puts it here, right? We're working towards like a more fully featured window manager, but for now, this is what we have. And this works great. Great is strong, but it works. But what doesn't work is if we start trying to run like a normal application, it doesn't. It's like it crashes on it because our Wayland compositor is not implementing all of the things that the regular client would expect. So what we can do is just to show, we can kind of run our window manager outside the VM. He won't be able to render anything because he doesn't know how to talk to anything that's not like raw system command or like system resources that are held by like the actual window manager that's running right now. Twitch bitrate hates that long. Yeah, my bad. But we can still kind of debug all of the Wayland protocol stuff. It was just easier to show right now. So if I try to run this, like, we have this like demo app for our GUI framework that we did a long time ago. This guy, right? Just like a little GLFW application that, you know, shows a couple graphs. He should show a lot more, but we only implemented the demo for a couple graphs because that's where it was relevant for us at the time. But if we try to run this on our window manager, right, I throw this like Wayland display Wayland 1 at him, he just kind of freaks out. He goes, I don't know how to fucking do that. And we got like kind of halfway through this yesterday, where we fixed a couple crashes, fixed a couple negotiation issues with the, you know, real libwayland. It turns out that he sends like 4 file descriptors over a socket at once. We were only looking at one at a time, that type of thing. But then we got to the point where he says, yo, I'm trying to, he says, I can't initialize. EGL, the like Mesa library that does this thing, does part of the communication says, I can't initialize. And he's like, because I can't find this object. And it's because we did not implement creating a region on a compositor for object 14. So today's task, we're going to start like knocking off whatever he's complaining about, and then figure it out. For context, if you're like, how do all the pieces fit together? There's a few libraries here. There's like Mesa, who provides OpenGL implementations, right? So there's kind of like a EGL library here that we are talking to get like an OpenGL context. GLFW is like the window manager or like the create window framework thing that we're using to like spawn a window and make pictures, right? So he talks to EGL, and then these guys talk to this like libwayland guy, who provides like communication with the window manager. So EGL actually talks to him directly, and so does GLFW. And then this guy talks to like us, right? This is where we are fucking up. So that's kind of like the path where, so sometimes we're going to be looking at like GLFW calls directly. Sometimes we're going to be looking at EGL calls. Sometimes we're going to be looking at libwayland, right? To figure out why what we're doing is wrong. Yeah, so let's look at it. I guess this is WL compositor. Not being 5 rabbit holes deep really simplifies these explanations. Let's go! I think also in this particular context, you particularly have a lot of background information that makes it quicker to parse, right? I think that because it seems like, I think you were saying that you wrote like a Vulkan Wayland client compositor. I don't remember, one of the two. So this guy is calling WL compositor, and he's calling create surface, create region. So I don't really know what this thing is. I don't know what a WL compositor is. Singleton object is in charge of combining the contents of multiple surfaces into one displayable output. Okay, he's compositing. Sure. Create region creates a new region. So we don't really have to think much about that. I guess this is the wrong window to be working in. So connection here. We need, so this guy's calling WL compositor. When we see a WL compositor thing, he's like, create region. Okay. And we probably want to be like WL regions. We're probably going to track that stuff, I assume. I don't know what it does yet. We need like a region ID. WL region ID here. And I assume this is just ID as the only parameter that we have. And then we're like, resolve this thing as a WL region, please, when somebody talks to us about this guy. We need to write these down. So wherever we define our surfaces, let's just make one of these. Wherever we define the surface ID, we'll make a region ID. And wherever we initialize these things, we will do this. Sure. We should make some better guesses at how many we'll have, but this is fine for now. And what is he going to have in him? Right? These WL regions, they probably want to store regions. Right? But we don't know what those are yet. So we'll just kind of say region is an empty struct for now, and then we'll figure it out from there. So for now, when we put these guys in there, we will just do default parameters. And I guess we're kind of chilling there, right? So now when we run this thing, oopsies, we should see him fail for a different reason, right? So now he's like, before he was complaining about object 14, now he's complaining about object 18, and where object 18 is get default feedback. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right, but I mean, he is complaining. Cannot find interface for object 18. That doesn't sound right to me. It feels more like, well, we can see. Okay, so cannot find interface for object 18. Do we get a little thing here? Yeah, we do. So this is coming from connection 211. Yeah, okay. So that's interesting. So it looks like he's probably calling get default feedback, which I think was a ZWP thing. Get default feedback. So he creates this thing, which is supposed to have, I mean, we can look, right? I think it is true that we just don't put this in the interface registry. So I guess we do have to do that. We have to say, hey, yo, for this default feedback guy, can you please resolve this as one of these? Okay. So if I run this again, what's he complaining about this time? Here, this guy is just full disconnecting. He's not complaining about shit. He's just like hard going, fuck off, right? So EGL internally is hitting some error case and just closing the connection, and then our server goes like, I don't know what the fuck to do about that. Oh, so that's interesting. We start to see some destroys here and deletes. And this is kind of after what? After what? So what were we crashing? What were we struggling with before? It was like WL compositor stuff, right? Right. So he was trying to create a region, and then we can kind of like work through what he does after that and see if we're doing anything like fucking stupid, right? So he like adds a new region, which we don't handle. Then he sets an opaque region. And then it feels like he just destroys it and gives up. Then he goes through like a second set of shit where Okay, so he's calling this DMA buff thing, right? This is where we crashed again as well as he's trying to call destroy on this thing is probably where we got a little upset. So we should handle that, by the way. Then he connects again, it seems like. He like binds again, starts talking to us. He starts trying to do some shared memory shenanigans. Okay. Then he connects again. Before he asks for our formats that we success, and maybe we don't support the ones that he wants, so he just gives up. That's likely. I would kind of like to see. I guess we know that on the client side, we're seeing EGL is not initialized. We figured out how to get like the. So I guess what we want to do is we want to like see where he might return initialization failure. Right? I think we had debug info set up for this yesterday. I don't remember how we did it. It was like debug info ders. I think it was just this. We'll see. So I'd like to do like a breakpoint on like EGL initialize maybe. Okay, cool. It doesn't it doesn't feel like we have like the debug info I wanted there. Fuck. Somewhere we figured out how to do this yesterday. I just don't remember what it was. This is the wrong way. Here we go. Where would this have been in here? Boom, boom, boom. We were preloading some stuff. I remember it definitely had something to do with this. I guess we just look at this up again. Nix OS debug info. I didn't paste the envar correctly, you think? Oh, really? Yeah, there's just a missing N. Good eye. Good eye. Yeah, this is better. Good eye. And then can we like make it so that this like source map is better? I think there's a way to like GDB remap source info. There's a way to do this where you ask it to like you ask it to say, okay, you know, this guy thinks he's using a relative path, but like fuck off, right? You can source path, reset source path, set directories, path list, show directories. I see. So set you can create substitution rules as well. So where is like cdir and cw coming from? Add directory to the front of the source path. This is what I want, right? I want dir to look at probably home streamer work mesa. This guy build probably because he's probably trying to go to source. Nice. We're fucking there, baby. Okay. So I guess now we want to look at the mesa stuff and just figure out where we think we're falling over, right? EGL initialize. We think we're probably in like the DRI2 stuff is where we were end up yesterday. DRI2 Wayland here. Initialize. Right, we found that we were in here the other day, and so we can probably just set a breakpoint in one of these guys and just start like single stepping and figuring out where we end up. Right, so can I just like breakpoint here? Yeah, nice. Continue. Okay, so we can just start doing this. This is so much nicer than what we were doing yesterday. Holy shit. Boom, boom, boom. So I guess we just like slap this. Oh, okay. P-ret. Nice. Okay. So we got to here. Where were we? We were at like line like 2363 before a big jump, right? Oh, so we made it through the whole thing, right? Is EGL true 1? It looks like it, right? Okay, so we're still, oh wait, no. Okay, 932. This feels like where he's getting mad. He's returning EGL not initialized because he can't find any configs. Ah, wait, okay. So he's probably asking Wayland for like all of the formats or something like that we're allowed to render with, right? He's trying to say like, hey, because if I remember correctly, when you initialize EGL, you say like, hey, give me a default frame buffer that has, you know, ARGB format, like bit depth 8. You have like all these options that you want to set to, and he's probably failing to find any of them because he asks us for something, we just don't give it to him, would be my guess, right? Disk configs is just like completely uninitialized. So I guess what we want to do, we want to figure out who's supposed to set that, right? So I would assume that, you know, add configs for visuals sounds like what we're supposed to be doing, right? And he's probably supposed to be going in here and he's supposed to be going like, yo, add config depending on the formats, right? So where is he? He's looking at like the formats that we got back here, and it's probably just like fucking empty, right? That'd be my guess here. Can we like, I guess we can just breakpoint in here now, right? We can just like breakpoint this and rerun this thing. Oopsies. Del 1, fuck that one. Is this where we want it to be? I can't remember. No, Del 2 as well. We want to be here. Okay. Oopsies. D, not C. I guess we can just kind of step through this. Okay. So he does have some configs. Okay, so he does have something. What does he have? Can we get some information about what this is supposed to look like? What's this? Are we ever getting this DRI2 add config? He's getting mad because like we don't support the format, right? It looks like let's run this again. So he's going through here, stepping into this thing, which means that the server does not support the format, and then is continuing for all of these guys, right? So I guess what we should do is we should figure out like what he's supposed to be doing here. So he's iterating over. I'm actually a little confused. So he's got formats. DPY. Can we like look at this thing? Num formats and formats bitmap. What is this? So if this weren't the case, is server is us, I guess, right? So like us as in the window manager. So probably what's happening here is like EGL on initialization sets up a bunch of things that he supports, and he's trying to check if we matched any of those. Would be my guess, right? So can we look at like DRI2, DPY? I think I saw something about driver configs here. So index here. I guess we have DRI2 WL visual. So index here is like the Wayland index, and I is the driver config index, right? So we're looking at driver configs would be my guess here. Right, and this thing has, it looks like a list that like is null terminated eventually, right? If we looked at like 10 of these, or is it like at 10 here? Right, so we have double pointer. Maybe this is, I'm supposed to dereference, maybe. This seems unlikely. Needs to look again. Needs to look again. So we're looking at configs. We're saying for each index, if this is not null, then we're allowed to look at driver configs I. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Wait, this is fine. Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, so these are these. So maybe there's just like a fuck ton of configs. Could be, right? He might be looping over this like a fuck ton of times. Can we see? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it does look like it, like, right? Can we do like something like this? Where we say dprintf 2156 at this line. Can we say it like I equals this with I? No fucking I. Great, of course not. Why would there be? Why would there be? Oh, there is here though. So I guess we just put the dprintf at 2158. Sorry, of course. I should have known. Okay, so there's like 800 configs that he's looking at, right? He's looking at like 800 configs almost, and checking if any of them match up with what we've given him. And we haven't given him we haven't given him a good one at all, right? So what is he doing? He's like saying, for each of my like 800 fucking possible configurations, which one does the server support? And he's saying, let me check this formats bitmap thing. So can we look at that? DRI2 DPY bitmap. Was it formats? Bitmap? It's in formats, I think. Yeah. So this thing is going to be, I assume that this has to be a list of integers. If they're saying bit set test, we're probably looking for like 800 bits of if this is set or not, right? So like we're looking at like this, we're trying to dereference this by 800 over 4, I guess, because it is 4 bytes. So 800 over 4 is 200. So some of these values are set. So maybe I don't understand what this is. Define bit set test. Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Does seem like they're doing this. How do I know the size of this thing? Oh, I think it's actually only 15 long, actually. When I look at I think I saw the number 15 somewhere. Yeah, num formats is 15. So each config will link to a specific format. Even though there's like 800 configurations, there's really only 15 formats that we're checking against. Okay. And so we're like, we're looking at 4 bytes here, right? And so it seems like, you know, in this 4 times 4 is 16 bits, we support 0 formats, right? He's asked us, hey, what formats do you support? We're like, none of them. None of them. So we're just not sending him something that he's expecting. Which I assume, I thought we fixed that. But maybe he's getting those formats from somewhere else, right? He might have got one set of formats from one place, but like not somewhere else. So can we see where this is supposed to get set, right? I guess that's the play. Somewhere, int is 4 bytes, not 4 bits. Oh, that's true. That's a good point. 4 bytes, so it's really only one of them. The concept still applies, but I could have got easily tricked there. Oh, you're saying that maybe it's 25 hints? No, I think my guess is that it's the 15 formats, which would all fit in one U32. So I think it's actually just this. But I think, because I think it's not the 8, like when we look at num formats here, this says 15, right? So I would assume that it's 800 configs lining up with 15 formats. But good. It's good that you corrected me either way. Okay. So somewhere we're probably looking for like bit set on formats bitmap, DRM handle format, DMA buff handle form modifier. So I guess maybe we should look at like where we are here. This is in platform Wayland 2344, right? So we are in EGL initialize Wayland DRM. So he's probably calling out to the somewhere he's probably calling out to the DMA buff extension, asking for formats, and we're not giving it to him, right? It's gotta be. Registry listener DRM. This guy binds to DMA buff. And then, he says ignore format there, which is interesting. So then who... Oh, maybe on handle modifier he sets it? Yeah, it's here on handle modifiers. So here, what is he doing? He's setting this based off the visual index. I see. Modifier and format are different. So when we emit modifier, he's getting like way more stuff here, right? Format, modifier, modifier low. Oh yeah, format's here. DRM format code. Okay, so we're just supposed to be ripping out modifiers, not formats. This event advertises one buffer format the server supports. All the supported formats are advertised once when the client binds the interface, a round trip here. Starting in version 4, this format event is deprecated and must not be sent by compositors. See this instead. Interesting. Oh, wait. No, wait. Yeah. So modifier, though, is... Okay. This advertises formats that the server supports. Oh, this is also deprecated since 4. Wait, then why is he looking at them? Why is he looking at them? Did I get confused here? Oh, I see. No, I don't see. Look at the comment. For this guy? Ah, good call. I see. So if he's supported WLDMA feedback, then this is going to come in later, right? So that looks like it's coming in DRM extensions here. So here he's supposed to be looking at these guys. Format table. Okay. So one of these guys must be looking at... So he binds to the default feedback interface, probably. So this is probably like version 4 or something. And we're looking for a bit set on formats somewhere, right? So we have DMA buff handle modifier, which was not the one. We also have default DMA buff feedback tranche formats. This is the one, probably, where we're supposed to be sending this thing. Right, so this is bound to the DMA buff feedback listener. Okay, cool, I understand. So we should be, first of all, They said don't fucking send that shit. And I think we are sending that shit. So we're not supposed to do this. This is bad. On registry bind, we're not supposed to send this. We're only supposed to send it on the default feedback. So here we're supposed to be like feedback interface. We're supposed to emit tranche something. Let's look. Oh no. Formats. Oh, this is okay. Formats is an array. Format table. Does he need us to send a format table, or can we send it as an array? He looks like he probably supports both. So if he gets a format table, he just sets the table by mapping it. But if he sees this, he checks if we use. So it's one or the other. We either send out a like memory mapped file descriptor with all the formats we support, or we just rip an array. And we don't support sending out that thing, but we can rip an array. That's fine. Okay. What are you working on? A window manager from scratch. From scratch. So he's supposed to rip out these formats. Easy. Easy. And what goes in here? What goes in here? Tranche format params. He's like just indices. Indices? Indices of what? Indexes. Oh, so we do have to send the format table. It's like the format table has the actual stuff, the actual list of formats that we support, and then this format is a list of which indexes into the table we support, probably. Yeah. So we don't send these right now, but I get, it's probably not hard to. It's probably not that hard to. Okay. So here we are, does it specify like the order that we're supposed to send these things? Parameters are set once when the object is created and whenever they change. The done event is always sent after all parameters have been sent. When a single parameter changes, all parameters are resent. Compositors can resend the parameters when the current client buffer allocations are suboptimal. Compositors should not resend parameters if reallocating buffers would not result in a more optimal configuration. These guys are grouped by preference. For each tranche, a tranche target device, one tranche flags, and one or more tranche formats events are sent. Okay? Followed by tranche done. Okay, so this is to send parameters, compositor sends one main device event, tranches, each consisting of that stuff, then one done event. Okay, so we need to copy paste this. Okay, so we send main device, tranches. So here we need to be like, for each tranche, which is only one of them, right? We send target device, tranche flags, and formats. And then tranche done. Then we are not sending done right now, which we should do as well, right? So feedback interface, done. I assume that this done event is empty, but yeah, it is. Okay. So that's easy. Then we need to do, I guess we just rip one, right? So we say feedback interface, tranche target device. Send one of these. And I think this is just the same device that we sent for the main, earlier from here. I assume. Yeah, it is. It's the same. Then it's like tranche flags, which is like, what does he want? I guess these are like scan out. Direct scan out. This is probably true, right? Probably? I think this is probably true. But it's actually flags is like this, I guess. Probably. Okay, and then here, I guess it's like indices is 1, 0, the first index. And now we just need to send out the actual mmapped thing, right? So that probably has to happen first. Does he talk about when we're supposed to send the format table? Okay. So this is like some file descriptor that we're sending over. So I guess we have like we must be able to like in memory, kind of like in like binary memory, we should be able to be like, here is like format table, right? And here we're literally just gonna put like a list of U32s, right? And I think all we're gonna do here is do that like XR24 format. Right, I think that's somewhere. So we're literally just gonna say we have literally one format that we support right now. And can you rip that shit? So I'm assuming that there's some way to like mmap, to like create a file descriptor pointing to this memory. I assume that's possible, but I don't know how. Is it possible on Unix or on Linux to make a file descriptor that represents a mmappable, that mirrors some memory in my application for mmap by another app? Question mark? Is that what I'm supposed to do? memfd sounds kind of right. Man 3mfd. Man memfd. Memfd. Yeah, he's saying use mfd create, so he's on the same. And then you could also use shared memory. Sure. So I could just like write that shit out to an actual file and open it. Not all kernels 4+. Like, I don't think that I ever have to worry about being on a kernel that's not greater than 4. Maybe that'll bite me when I try to port this to Android at some point, but fuck it. Creates an anonymous file and returns a file descriptor that refers to it. This file behaves like a regular file, and so it can be modified, truncated, memory mapped, and so on. However, unlike a regular file, it isn't RAM. Okay, but can I like just like initialize this from something that already fucking exists? I guess not, right? This is kind of implying that I'm supposed to like create it and copy in, right? So I have to copy in no matter what. I can't just make a file descriptor that points to already initialized like data in data. Yeah, he's saying you can't, and that's not that insane. Sure. I mean, that's not like unreasonable, but I would have assumed that people wanted that would want that optimization. So part of me is surprised that doesn't exist yet, but like whatever. Sure. Sure. Okay. So where the fuck were we? Format table. So I guess what we should probably do is we should on initialization, like making one of these per client is like kind of fucking stupid. Right? This should kind of exist externally. Right? So maybe it's like something like this. Who spawns these Wayland connections? I think Linux is pretty aggressive about keeping worked on files in memory. Maybe it's not that necessary. Yeah, maybe. Problem is that existing memory ranges might span multiple virtual memory regions or be a subset of one. I would have thought that like one variable Like if I have something in like sitting in data in my binary, that surely has to be sequential in virtual memory, right? But I guess it's not guaranteed to be on a page boundary. Yeah, that's not guaranteed at all. So I could see that argument. Um, so I guess this Wayland server context is the guy who should make these. So it kind of feels like this belongs here, where we have like format table, who's a file descriptor, and probably like a len, right? I assume. Like mfd create, we yeah, we have to call f truncate here, right? So this guy probably is like, I'm going to do something like stud posix memfd create. Why does he need a name? What is the name for? Name is used as a file name will be displayed as the target of the corresponding symbolic link. Oh, sure. So we just write a format table or something. And then in terms of like flags, what do I care about? Cloexec allow sealing. I assume that this is like to prevent modification or something. So we might want like maybe we want to seal smile, but for now we'll do this. No. Dude, what a bob. Okay. And so here we do like an f truncate on this thing. Sealing might cause you problems later on. Yeah, sure. Data section is probably a single VMA region when allocated by the loader, but if you have a general API, you might need to support the general case of random pointer size, I guess. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Can we write to this thing? Or do we have to memory map it? I feel like I should just be able to write to it, right? Oh, I see. We don't even have to do f truncate in that case. We can literally just like write to it, right? So I think we just write XR24. I think he's kind of chill. You found the seg fault last night? I got a phone call halfway through, so I missed the last video stream. Yeah, I mean, the big thing that we were struggling to find, so the seg fault I think was caused by mismatched versions, right? So we were using like system GLFW and like home compiled lib Wayland. It was just like a different version. And so I think that they were like mismatching like expectations of the memory layout of whatever handle they were holding. And then we were also struggling because the other side was sending like 4 file descriptors at once, and we were only accepting 1 per packet. That's what unlocked the next set from yesterday. Yeah, I guess that works. I never thought of using it like that. Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to mmap, but it says you can do right, so I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. Yeah, I guess this returns how much was written, right? Okay. So I think it's just like this. Is memfd not mapping internally anyways? Maybe. But it's like, he gave me a file descriptor, so I don't know. How are you so good at reading parsing docs? I was reading a transformer paper and lost the whole time. I mean, those transformer papers are fucking hard, so I'm lost the whole time when I read those too. Only when I write code in that context was I able to parse in the docs. Yeah, I mean, so I'll be honest. What you're saying is being good at reading is also like a direct result of me being pretty bad at reading. like I really struggle to focus. Like if you ask me to like read something top to bottom and tell you what it said, I really struggle with that. And so like kind of like as a coping mechanism, I've gotten quite good at kind of like pattern matching shapes of letters and paragraphs with the preconceived thing that I'm searching for. So if I know what I'm looking for before I see the paper, I'm pretty decent at like narrowing in on that thing. Because I can't focus otherwise. But I'm pretty bad at like reading. So like I think that what you're seeing is like me having written a lot of software. I kind of know what patterns I'm looking for and what like other people have done in similar spaces. And so I kind of know what I'm looking for, and that makes it way easier, right? When I'm looking at something like completely new, I'm fucking lost as well. Okay, so I guess we need to like make this format table somewhere. I can relate in terms of book. Getting better at reading closely has made me a much slower reader. Yeah, makes sense. Who makes this thing? Make Wayland server probably here. Format table is make format the format table in it, and then I guess that means that we must pass this format table in here somewhere to each connection. I guess in this case, a pointer literally saves us nothing, right? I mean, yeah, it's not worth it. I guess it would save us like 8 bytes. So this is like, do we have this guy imported? I guess not. Format table. Format table. So here we need like Wayland is import Wayland. I guess we should call this server here. That's a better name for this in this context. For MevD create, shouldn't you provide an absolute path? I mean, I don't think that it's actually making a path, right? My understanding from reading that name was that it's just displayed name for proc self fd, right? So if I look at when we create this thing and I look at it in proc, the name is only for display there. It's not like an actual path in the file system, if that makes sense. That was my understanding, at least. But I could be wrong, because I didn't read it, as we were talking about. Server dot format table. Okay. So here we're just like, where to put that? It's towards the top. Format table is format table. There is an alternative of dev shm file. This actually is a path on the file system that anybody can look at, but is backed by like RAM. Which is annoying because Steam leaks a bunch of these on my system, and I have to go and delete them, so I have to prevent myself from ooming. Okay, so now we have that's shared memory. Yeah. So I think that what people do sometimes is they like make that file and then like immediately unlink it. I've seen that before. Okay, so when we are sending this thing, we need to like send the format table now. So we need to be able to do like, I think we just do like a direct send message here. Or we can kind of do this where we do feedback interface. Thinking. FD is void, size is self format table len here, right? Hello? Oh, I see. This is cladding, sure. So we need to, usually we just like write to the output, but in the case of this guy, we need to do like a send message, which I think we don't support right now, but we do in the client. Send message with FD attachment. So we should just be able to do this. We should just be able to like copy paste this over here. Fix me duped with WO client, but I think that the same idea applies here. I think the same thing applies. We're also missing the C message header, but we'll just copy that over as well. Who defines this? This guy. Oh, we have this somewhere already. In our reader. But also, I don't really want to figure out how to import that thing right now, so we're gonna say fix me duped with reader. We'll deal with this later. We will deal with this later. Okay, so he just calls send message with a message in a file descriptor. Okay, so now we, in this case, we write this to a temporary thing. So we say format table writer, or I guess we'll do like we'll write it to a buffer. And we'll say format table writer is stood IO writer fixed around the format table buffer. Right, then we do like a little feedback interface. Format table goes to this guy instead. Then we call send message with file stream FD attachment. Do we not have the stream? We have connection. So we kind of send it with this guy and with the message, which is this thing. Then we send the file descriptor, which is format table file descriptor. But this is gonna go out of order. So before we do this, we actually have to flush the writer, or else that's gonna be a problem. Ensure ordering smile. So I think that what we saw lib Wayland does is they actually like buffer all of the file descriptors and send them all at once at the end of like each chunk. But fuck it, we'll just do it like this. It's fine. Feel free if you want to say if you're writing a C++ book and you want to talk about it, that's fine. I appreciate you saying like I don't want to self promo. That's nice of you and good. But if you want to, you can. In this case. In this case. Why is this guy pissed? Because this guy might return a different type of error. Yeah, that's true, huh? So, what errors can this guy return? Send message errors, I guess, here. Which could do a bunch of other stuff. So I guess we will just for now. We'll just do this. Handle correctly. Oopsies. All right. Oops, this should just be like this. Well, I'm also already streamed to YouTube, and I'd rather not advertise myself by being specific. That's fair. That's fair. If you don't want to, that's fine by me. I'm just saying, like, you... In this case, you were free to. This is wrong. Okay. So is he happier now? Okay. This is good. So it looks like he got the format table and was able to parse it correctly, right? Because he did manage to get farther now. Now he's getting an error. It's like, cannot find interface for object 24, which is top level direct decoration. I'm actually shocked that that worked. I was expecting many more problems with that guy. So I guess it like what have we worked on at this point? At some time before now, we definitely did format table stuff. And then like sometime before there, we probably also looked at like I guess it was all kind of format table, but like we didn't know what it was, right? So like uh why won't he device init, right? That was kind of what we were working on before that. Probably done all this. And so I guess now we are on top level decorations. Top level decoration. This guy got mad eventually. That's kind of funny. Wait, is he actually just fine? Wait. Did we actually fail? We did see an error, which means that we probably closed the connection, right? I think that's usually what happens. So then why is this guy still running? He is like running the OpenGL loop, which is a little surprising. It could be that this guy's connecting, disconnecting, and then connecting again after. I'm kind of curious to see. No, I mean, this guy's doing like clearly no real Wayland communication, right? Like I killed the server and he's just like chilling. So that's super interesting. That's super interesting. Weird. Yeah, because I think we are closing here if we see this. So this is connection zig 333. Oops, wrong thing. 217 maybe. So if we call poll error, what happens here? Do we close the connection? No, this is a diagnostic error. Sorry. So if we see diagnostic, we do a log with trace here. And then we do close the connection, I think. Closing connection. Just double check. I'm pretty sure that we have. Because we did say to the event loop, yo, we're fucking donezo. But maybe we're not closing it? No, I mean, we are. Do we forget to close the connection here? We do close it. So I guess that means that the client is just like, doesn't give a fuck. He's just like sitting there rendering happily to nobody. That's probably funny. That's pretty funny. How are you liking Zig? I don't know if you're asking me or the other guy. I can do generics. I wish I could do generics like easier in C, and Rust just makes things extra annoying. C++ is a no-go because oftentimes you're playing a guessing game what your code actually does. I wouldn't say that C++ you're playing a guessing game, but it is frustrating. I'm a fan of Zig. I think it like straddles the line very nicely between like simple, but like simple in terms of I've not been surprised by the language very often, right? I feel like in C++ and Rust, I feel like surprised frequently, where in Zig, it kind of like behaves the way I would expect, is relatively safe, has like nice generics and stuff, like errors, unions. It feels like what I want from a language right now. I don't know about like production, but I mean, it feels pretty good to me. Feels pretty good to me. Okay. So I guess we should just look at that error that he's giving us and assume that if we fix that, he'll behave better. So here he's looking at like top level stuff. Odin also feels that way for me. Yeah, I took a glance at Odin. I think it just aligns with me slightly less. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so he's making a top level decoration. Let's just fucking implement that. Get top level decoration. So he's like, hey, I'm expecting you, Mr. Server, to render stuff for me. This is in some extension. Top level decoration manager. It's probably this guy. After a certain point, all these new languages kind of blur into one for me. That's, yeah, pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Okay, so this is creating a new decoration object associated with the given top level. So this is what we call this in our thing to like basically make the window manager render the borders for us. So I assume that that's what's happening with this GLFW window as well. He's asking us to render that shit. But we found that just by calling to all it changes behavior, where he's probably trying to do some stuff on it, right? He's probably trying to call set mode or something. He's probably trying to actually say, yo, can you please do server-side decoration or client-side decoration? So this guy, we need to write these down somewhere, I guess. And then we need to register this with the interface registry. I think for now, we will actually just only register it with the registry because I don't think we actually care about this thing. We're not going to change our behavior probably for now. This is get top level, right? So if we just do this, this is sufficient to have him know that it's a thing later. And he's going to tell us to do some stuff. We're just going to fucking ignore him. Okay. So this isn't logging any errors, which is good. We seem to just kind of be sitting there happy. I don't see us like sending swap requests though, which is bad. Like what I expect to see here is when we run like our normal client, when we run like our client, Swayland client, god, Wayland, oh no, it's not on my control R anymore. How am I supposed to know what to type? Wayland display, Wayland 1, Zigo bin, Swayland client. Like, right, what I expect to see here is every frame, we should be like sending, oh, this is not good. But every frame we should be sending like, he should be sending us a surface to render to. And we should be like saying, could we get a swap on there? I thought. Oopsies, swim. Right here, we are sending, why is he crashing? Bad file descriptor. That's not good. Are we double closing or something? Yeah, that's bad. We need to fix this. But he is supposed to... Huh. Maybe we broke our normal client. We might have. Let's just do a quick build with all our changes missing. Yeah, this is more what I expect to see. Every once in a while, he's like, yo, can you like re-render this shit? Okay, so what is causing that? We should fix that first. It's like after 4 iterations, he's like freaking out. Doesn't your client expect the old initialization without the table? Yeah. But I don't think that's why he's crashing. It seems like we, on the other side, are trying to release a buffer, and we're releasing the wrong thing. I'd be interested to know why that is. Okay, so it's like file descriptor 17 he's trying to close. Which we can look at like ps ls proc p grep swim fd. Okay, that's also concerning. There's a lot of dev PTS open, but 17 is already gone. I don't really see us holding. We see like one DMA buff here. Okay, so it feels like maybe our ref counting is wrong. Maybe. Feels like we might be like we're seeing this like ref counted buff thing close on handle message. So, oh fuck, debug info is broken. I forgot. Let's turn on LLVM so we get better fucking debug info. Fine. Why so many PTS? Yeah, I have no fucking idea. Might be like a lib input thing. Maybe. Might be that we're forgetting to close something in lib input handling or something. I have no idea. All right. So here we are like, we got a destroy on some buffer, it looks like. And it looks like we probably already destroyed that file descriptor. Why? When would we have done that? Yeah, interesting. So when do we... So unref calls fdpool close. Is there any other calls of this thing? On destroy of a ZWP buffer. Ah. So are we seeing ZWP buffer destroy, then WL buffer destroy? We are. So this is like double closing. Interesting. So we're double destroying the same thing, which makes sense. But then, like, why? What are we supposed to do here? So when we call destroy, we check if this thing exists. If it does, we close the file descriptor unconditionally, which is just kind of wrong, right? It feels just kind of wrong. We probably want to check. Okay, so our ZWP buffers. This guy owns like a file descriptor and stuff. This is supposed to be something that we haven't really shipped over to WL buffers yet. So this is supposed to be like an in-flight buffer. Then we are supposed to like turn this into a WL buffer with create immediate. I assume. Is that what we're calling in Swayland client? Yeah, here, we call create immediate on this thing. So that's supposed to, on our server side, upgrade that to somewhere else, right? So we're supposed to go, yeah, we're supposed to clear ourselves here, so we're not supposed to double close. Okay. So it doesn't seem like we should be double closing, because if he got put in WL buffers, we shouldn't have a duplicate file descriptor here. Okay. So that shouldn't be it. Can we just look at this close call? And can we just take a quick look? Do we have like backtrace in here? I feel like it's the type of thing that might exist in Zig here, like, but maybe not. This is in C, but yeah, maybe it's not in Zig, maybe. Okay, it's fine. Okay, we can at least see if it's coming from a close all, though. Let's just see if this gives us any info. Let's see if this gives us any info. Okay, so he's like, closes file descriptor 17 all the time. Error dropped file descriptor. That feels like the bug. Although this feels like it's hold on, let's run this into temp text. Run again. Maybe we're dropping a file descriptor and that's causing problems somewhere. Yeah, that's only happening one time right before crash. So that's probably what's happening. So why is that happening? Dropped file descriptor. I see, because one of these lists is running out of room. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so who's making this pool? I guess we can look at why. GDB! Break here. I forgot the other one. Fuck. 90 and 96. Okay. Let's just take a look at what's going on here. What the fuck? Okay. So we're at self-FD list. He's like, what the fuck? Head 103, tail 3. We have 100 file descriptors in here? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. That doesn't sound right at all. What the fuck? Oh, you know what? This is probably related to us updating the C message stuff. To support multiple file descriptors. we changed the like gen zig C message, and he outputs 28 file descriptors per file descriptor now or something now probably. And so we were probably supposed to, in our client here, limit the number that we send at once or something. Right here, we're always using this. And this should be something else. We probably want like base len or something here. Yeah, it's like something like this where we're supposed to do like uh we're supposed to limit this size depending on how much we're sending. So this is probably I almost feel like we shouldn't have that thing at all. I feel like we shouldn't print this anywhere, and we should use data offset plus how much we're sending. I feel like. Wherever the fuck that was. Like this. That's how it's feeling. And then we copied this somewhere else into our other guy. So we have to fix it there as well because we were too lazy. But I think that's what's happening here, is we're sending like way too many at once. And we're not pulling them out correctly. Interesting. E in val. Alright, so I guess not. I guess not. Okay, we need to look at this again. What does this do? Can we just like call this? Test build generates ZigC message. That's kind of funny. Why is he seg faulting on something so simple? What the fuck? Oh, because I need an argument. Oopsies. Okay. So he's saying that I have 128 bytes. Oh, it's some like alignment shit, huh? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we need this macro needs to come out somehow. Yeah, it's annoying. That's annoying. I see. So this is aligning forward to the size of a size T. Okay. So we just need to get a little fancy. It's like align stood mem align forward. Size of view size. Something like this. Send message with FD attachment. And we have the other one that we fucking copy pasted. All right, let's try that. Oi, 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 oi. God damn it, dude. 993. Still not happy, huh? Still not happy. Why? Why? What's he pissed about? 24. I mean, was I wrong? Did I just misread that alignment thing? He aligns. Oh, to the size of C message header. My bad. Plus len. Wait, that should be fine, right? Because oh, is it data offset here? Data offset is C message data. It could be. Oh, it could be. Wait, but isn't that what we did before? We did data offset plus size of int, and he didn't like that either. Huh. Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? So he's getting E and val, surely just because of the length field. So what was, before is like 128, which is wrong. But then if I do this, he's like, no. So what does he want? Let's go back. Generate. So we're aligning to the size of a C message header. So this is len plus size of size t minus 1. And size t. So he's like aligning to size of size t, I think, is what this is supposed to be. Then adding the length. So I don't really understand why this is a problem. But maybe there's some padding that's supposed to happen somewhere as well. Man, C message. Returns the value to store in C message len member of the C message header structure. Taking into account any necessary alignment, it takes the extra data length as an argument. This is a constant expression. So we're supposed to put this here. We have, wait, did I misread the brackets? No. So as long as we have this alignment correctly, then we should be fine. So can we do like C message align here of, wait. Like we should be able to do like C message len 0 with base len or something. And then we should be able to do like base len plus size of CN. I don't see why that would be a problem. I really don't. What, he doesn't like it? He really doesn't. Just surprising. I must be missing something. Unless I didn't save? Let's look at this again. So we copy the header in. It's lining the struct padding before the struct or adding padding after the struct to align with the data that follows. I thought it was aligning. Oh, it might have been after, yeah. Or maybe you're saying he's aligning. No, because like this is like this is always going. He can't be aligning to the back to the start because this is just a size, right? So he's not like aligning any like address. He's only aligning like a length, right? So it has to be the backside. So he has to be like saying round this up to the next size of, like alignment, whatever, then adding length. It has to be that. So I don't understand how this could be wrong. I guess the e-inval could be coming from if we were not putting the file script in the right spot, but we were before. GCC test cat temp. So here we're giving him a size of 20, which as far as I can tell from this cmessage_len thing should be fine, right? Because the size of the file script is 4. And that just goes in here. Very confusing. Very, very confusing. Man cmessage, or man send message, I guess. E-inval. The sum of IOV. Oh, wait. Overflows on S size T? That can't be right. That 20 bytes should be rounded up to 24? But then, like, how are we supposed to tell as a consumer how, like, if there were... Oh, wait. This is the bug here. Right? Surely. Here, this header length doesn't match up with how many bytes we're saying are in this thing. Yeah, this seems more like the bug. So I think that here we're supposed to say... That looks more correct, like, whatever. Yeah. So if we had multiple headers, this is supposed to line up with all of them, but we only have the one. I suspect that's the bug. I suspect that is the bug. Yeah, so now he's not crashing, but I think we probably have to correct that in multiple places. So send message with attachment. We have the other one in WL client or whatever. So we just want this. For now and later, we should find, you know, we should find something else. There we go. Okay, so now this is back to working. So at some point before now, this is like fix our client regression. But why were we even on this path? I don't remember. But I guess it doesn't matter. What are we working on now? Probably there's like some like top level decoration stuff that we never finished, right? Demo. Cannot connect to display. Did I do the wrong thing here? Swim. And then demo. Okay. So then this guy, I don't see any disconnect from him. And it looks like this guy's just rendering. So we might be working right now. There's like a non-zero chance that this is working. However, we can't see anything because we're in our like null render area, right? So we need to cross-compile this thing again, which I think we might have disabled in stream earlier. Or in like the happy hour segment earlier when we were playing around with GDB stuff. But what how did we do the cross compiling yesterday? It was like, I guess we could just do this. You know, something with package config path. You know, it's probably this. And then he's gonna complain about missing includes because that's probably what we fucked up earlier. Yeah, we commented out this add include path here. And then there's probably some stuff in here that we have to kind of fix. Not sure what. Wait, that's just a warning. That's just a warning, so we're probably fine. Okay, let's copy this demo to the VM. And then run our cross compiler on the window manager, copy that as well. And let's see if that works. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? We'll run swim. We will be a little bit careful about... all right. So now this guy's mad about other stuff. So now in the context of the VM, he's like, I can't fucking talk to this thing. So what's actually happening here? EGL is not or could not be initialized. Failed to create DRI2 screen. So we are getting farther. Maybe. Oh, he's using the shared memory format in the VM. So on our... I think that what's happening here is that on the raw machine, he's figured out that he can use the like GPU buffer sharing. But here, he's not figured that out. And he's trying to do WLSHM stuff that doesn't work correctly. So I suspect that it's like another one of those, like, it's probably related to the same format table stuff, just through a different interface or something. Okay, let's see if we can find this in Mesa. Failed to create DRI2. What is it? Failed to create DRI2 screen. So it's got to be here. So here we're saying that the DRA screen render GPU is null. Is that the only place? Yeah. So this is on DRI2 create screen. Here he's calling this guy. DRI create new screen 3. Which probably comes in here. And he's going to call one of these guys. Interesting. Which it's hard to know which one. Shit. We might need to report more formats. That's like a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. Do we see any of this like ZWP DMA buff stuff? I think we do here. Right, we see some of this DMA buff stuff happening for sure. Do we see him calling that like a file descriptor thing? What was it? It was trench, right? Do we see trench anywhere? If we do like a little clear reset, can I do like tmux scroll back clear? Yeah, okay. So let's run this again. Run the demo. And let's just see. Does he send that trench stuff? Yes, we do see that here. So we're getting through all this stuff, but then he's trying to create a screen somewhere else and getting mad. Okay, so what I want to know is, can we get like logs for that stuff here? Like, how do I know DRI2 init screen? Like, how do I know which path this is going down, right? It's like, this type must get resolved somewhere. I remember seeing something about being able to force this stuff. So it might be interesting to try to do that. Mesa force SWRAS or something. Like, if I remember correctly, there's a way for you to be like, no, don't try to pick a real driver. Use this one specifically. There's a way. There's a way. Maybe I lost the idiot. Is there a way to force Mesa to pick a specific driver? This sounds familiar. So if we do this again, and we do this, oopsies. This is crashing. He's seg faulting here. So we can probably like deduce which one it is based off this. Right? Like he's probably like DRI3. Okay. What if I just put garbage in here? Let's just double check. Okay, that's not that's it looks like you have to put a valid name here. So doing software RAST is definitely changing behavior. So this driver is doing something. But it looks like we're not on software RAST at least. But I don't know how to tell which one we are in. You know what I mean? Let's ask. Can I get Mesa to log which driver was selected on init? We tried to look for this yesterday and we couldn't find it, so we'll ask the idiot. The idiot sometimes hits. Mesa debug equals 1. I'm not really convinced. But calling GLX info isn't a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Oopsies. Driver name, KMS software RAST, and software RAST. So it's probably KMS software RAST, right? If we do this. That's interesting. That's confusing in a lot of ways. That's quite confusing because now it feels like completely different behavior. So it must not have been that one either. What if we run EGL info, but with Wayland, like with all of our environment variables? Maybe that's going to tell us something interesting. Okay. Oopsies, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally closed it. All right. Interesting. We're seeing like similar behavior on our window manager here, which is good. Or on our, yeah. But I don't really know what it means. Okay. Well, let's just do this again and see if we can. So failed to create DRI2 screen. Failed to create DRI2 screen. EGL is not or could not be initialized. Okay. So based off the fact that things are changing, I kind of suspect that it's neither of these. What? Maybe we'll ask the idiot again. Well, he also has libgl debug. Let's just see if like turning on these things that he's saying are helpful. Mesa debug is 1. Libgl debug is verbose. That's definitely spitting out more shit. All right. I guess let's start spelunking. It would be nice if we could like get debug info, or maybe we have debug info. Like, what if I run this in GDB? Like, what happens? I actually don't know. Can we like be EGL initialize? Like, do we have debug info? No. Alpine debug info. Alpine get debug info for package. Maybe it doesn't have it. Okay. Fuck. Okay, so if we just run it. Oops. What is he trying to do here? He calls WLSHM format. Okay, we're just going to look for somebody who's calling WLSHM format kind of like down the stack somewhere. DRI2 init screen. DRI with format? What does that do? DRI with format. That's not that helpful. So some of this is getting into Wayland land. All right, I need to sleep. Later. Right, we must be getting into platform Wayland, right? That's where everything lives. And so init screen is like init screen a thing that happens here? No. Create screen? Okay. Okay, it feels to me. Let's just check. DRI initial. Okay, this is called from initialize Wayland. Is that where we are when we fail? It is, right? In initialize somewhere? Yeah, it's in fail to initialize. So it feels like around the right spot. So I suspect that we're in software rasterization here, and we're seeing like a similar bug where maybe he's like checking this stuff and failing, or we're in some of these guys and they're failing. How would we check this without modifying Mesa? How annoying. How annoying. Can we force a driver here with zinc? Is that a thing we can do? Just like while we're like throwing shit at the wall? Like, why is this different when I do software rast? Is zinc what we're in? That feels like what we're in right now, right? I guess we don't know because if we type in garbage here, it still has the same behavior. But here he's not complaining that there's no KMS RO driver, which makes me think that this is probably the path that we're in. Can't you check this on your machine? Yeah, but this is like... How do I explain this? It's like in the virtual machine, everything's different, right? It's like not really related to my machine at all, almost. Okay. So my guess would be that we have to double check the WL shared memory stuff. That would be my guess. Can we hold on? I want to run back not the cross-compiled stuff on my machine. None of this bullshit. None of this bullshit. Oh no, we can't build without the fucking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Does this work? Yes. Okay. So back on not in the VM. Did we? I want to double check. Like, I thought that we were kind of good, but it doesn't feel like we're rendering. I was gonna say that the next thing to do might be to try to like basically like create a PNG of the compositor state using the null renderer to see like on this side where we have more debug info if things fit together better. But it doesn't look like we're even rendering, right? Like I'm not seeing us damage buffers or anything. So even though everyone's okay, like why does it feel like we are asking for renders? You know what I mean? Like if I look at go to main, look at compositor state, and I look at like surfaces in here, renderables, I guess is what we called it. Like we have no renderables in here. So we never attempted to create like a surface in the way that we were expecting. You know what I mean? Which is kind of surprising. So we're still missing some part of the EGL initialization. I guess we should figure out what that is. Yeah. Demo. Like, how is it possible? I mean, it could be that we're not responding something here that he's expecting us to respond. That might be interesting to look at. WL service copies depending region. The initial value for this thing is blah blah blah. Surface enters an output. Surface leaves an output. Preferred buffer scale. Like it could be that he's expecting us to send some event that we don't send. And he's just waiting for it to happen, and since it never happens, he never triggers the next step of this thing. That's quite possible. So we do see a surface commit in here. We do see him eventually. He creates a surface here, sets the title, sets the mode, calls commit. But it feels like we never get a buffer to attach this thing, right? Yeah, it does feel that way. Key registers feedback, calls sync, destroys the feedback interface. Great. It's fine. Asks for a surface feedback. We never send him surface feedback options, which might fuck with him a little bit. I don't think so, but it might. He creates our application, right? He sets all this. So this is all gotta be this is all gotta be from GLFW, this side. All of this stuff is GLFW stuff. Yeah, I'd be interested to look at if he's like waiting for something to happen here. Because it feels like what's happened is EGL has like finished initializing. He thinks he's ready to go, but like there's still some like housekeeping under the hood that he's expecting to happen here. That's just how it feels to me. So maybe I've missed something. Get surface feedback. So surface feedback listener on done calls like receive DMA buff feedback, right? Which feels like he's waiting for this thing to happen before calling update buffers, right? That's just how it feels to me. Right, so he's probably just sitting here being like, they'll tell me eventually, and then we just never do. So I suspect that we are just supposed to do the same thing as like for surface feedback as we do for default feedback. That would be my suspicion here. It looks like he's just sitting there waiting, so I think here we just do the same shit, right? We go surface feedback. So this is a feedback interface. Great. Are we like registering anything anywhere? Doesn't feel like it. It almost feels like get surface feedback and get default feedback should just take the exact same code path, except that their parameters are going to be different, so he doesn't know how to handle that. Which means that maybe we do something like split out this feedback thing. Send surface feedback. Params, any type of something. Right. Slap all this in here. Maybe this is part of self. Diagnostics. Like this. Anything else? No, it looks like he's fine. So here we should be able to be like send surface feedback params. It feels like we just do the same thing over here. He's not like... He is binding this thing to the interface registry, which seems kind of bad, but whatever. Expected 3 arguments of diagnostics and self here. I'm just gonna put a little fix me leaking interface IDs, but whatever. We'll handle that later. Okay, that compiles. Okay. Still doesn't look like it's happening, huh? Yeah, it feels again. So this is called get surface feedback. We respond with this thing. DMA feedback v1. Okay. So I don't really see anything. I feel like we're still missing something. There's a Mesa debug package in Alpine. Is that what you're looking for? It probably was, yeah. I probably was looking for that earlier. So there's not really... we're missing something still, I feel like. So it's probably like the get surface feedback. This is called on create window surface. And what else is going on here? So he has the surface feedback DMA buff listener. And he's just sitting there fucking waiting, right? No round. Oh, he does round trip down here. So maybe he does make it over here, and that wasn't the problem. Maybe we should look at. Maybe we should look at when we call swap buffers in GLFW, we should look at why he's not sending anything. That feels like the best thing to look at. So can we look at like EGL swap buffer? EGL swap buffers, I thought. Yeah. So this is gonna be like EGL API here. So this should be getting called all the fucking time, right? So we should be able to like breakpoint in here. Run this guy again. And that's just not happening. Which is confusing. Okay. So what is supposed to be happening here, I guess? He is going into swap buffers in window, who's calling GLW swap buffers. Swap buffers. Like, what the fuck is going on here? In what world would this not... Can I just like control D? No, I can't. Void GLW swap buffers? Yeah, here we go. So he's calling window context swap buffers. EGL context swap buffers. Then he should be here, right? So we should be able to see this. Unless somehow we're never getting to this point. Swapping. Let's just double check this. It could be something like that, where we've just completely missed that it's broken. That's interesting. Hold on, we need to... if we're going to be using the debugger here, we do need to do a little demo use LLVM is true for debug info. All right. Okay. Can we go like up or down? Finish, finish, finish. Oh, we're stuck in text layout? What the fuck? What the fuck? Finish. So we're never trying to swap because our text renderer is just stuck for some fucking reason. That's interesting. What is happening here? Maybe it's because of like lack of alpha buffer? Maybe because we say we only support XRGB? And maybe that's fucking up our text render because he's expecting alpha. How much time you spend on your Vim setup? Probably not like a huge amount. I mean, it used to be a lot more crazy. I mean, it's been like 10 years, right? So I've like looked at it off and on, but my current Vim setup is pretty slim. It's like Telescope, language servers. I have like a command to like yank the current line number. Some like, I think nvim comp for completion, but it's not a lot more than that. Not a lot more than that. I'm curious about like where we are getting stuck here. So in layout helper step, we're doing some text renderer layouts text. And we're like stuck in text renderer layout text. And we're like getting to this point where this like scale, something here is just like fucked. Right? Like, yeah, there's something wrong here. So where were we looping? It was in GUI text renderer layout text is where we're trying to finish from. Or run to exit from 7 at GUI text. Okay, let's take a look at that. Regenerate, I think, was where we were. So this guy's supposed to just like lay out some fucking text. Is there like any like stupid loop in here? It could be that the layout helper is stuck. Yeah, there's got to be some std debug print layout. It feels like we're stuck in here forever. Layout done. I don't understand how this is related to Wayland in any way, shape, or form, but you never know. Very interesting. Very interesting. What the fuck is going on? This shouldn't be related in the slightest. In the slightest, it should not be related. I mean, I guess like maybe we're like we're using window parameters as part of something and we're like not populating them. And so we're trying to like wrap at 0 width window all the time. That's definitely a possibility. Yeah, can we look at like available size here? Ah. So our text renderer falls the fuck over if our window is very tiny. Because he basically keeps saying, like, forever, hey, this column is too small. Let me try to take that letter that I was just about to render and render it on the next column or the next line. And he does that forever and ever and ever and ever, and he can never render a single character, and so he just fucking loops forever until he crashes. So that means that we somewhere have to tell EGL about our window size for him to not crash, for to not like fall over that way, right? And we have to do that on like the first fucking iteration before we get out of initialization. That's important, or else he'll fall over. So probably the surface resize, yeah. Because okay, so GLFW here is supposed we're supposed to tell GLFW about what resolution we want, right? We come in here and we say, yo, I want you to be an 800 by 600 window. So where does that go? I love how you immediately moved on from any thought of fixing the hang bug. When you say it like that, it's like maybe I should fix it. Stream lagging. Well, it looks okay to me. It looks okay to me, but hard to tell. I mean, it's just like it's not what I want to. You know, the hang bug's not the problem. If it's lame for you guys, that sucks. But like for me, oh wait, yeah, that feels smooth to me. Video, audio okay, video not. We could try to make sure to like reduce CPU usage of stuff. Does that help? Oh, you know what? I actually am seeing bitrate dropping here. You can see a little yellow bar here. So maybe it's on and off. We'll try, if audio is fine, we'll try to stay on for a little bit here. If it doesn't fix itself in a couple minutes, I guess we give up. But I would like to try to fix this. I can just be a little bit of a better narrator as well. Okay. So this guy is calling GLW create window. And presumably someone, when we call create window surface, he must have whatever function calls here. Somebody's gonna set the like width and height, window size. Do like a GLW API file, GLW create window. Like, where's this thing get exposed? Seems you're doing better now. Hell yeah, we're back. We're so back. God damn it. Is there like start of line if we're lucky? GLW 3H. GLW create window. Like, what is the fucking... Hello? VK result. No, that's not the one. That can't be the one. GLW window. GLFW window start. GLFW window. What the fuck? It's right here. Oh, it's lowercase w. Ah, there we go. There we go. Here we go. GLW create window. So, width and height, where do they go? They immediately go into window config and video mode. And so then he calls create window with the window config. EGL create window surface. So we're looking for like window config in here, which we don't necessarily have. But we do have window. Does he set the width and height here? He has video mode width, so it could be looking at this. I guess we should look for that, right? We should just look for somewhere he's going to use like video. What was it? It was like video mode, right? Video mode. So we don't see that. So maybe it's we're missing somewhere, right? Create window is equal to something, and we're looking at like the Wayland platform here, probably. GLW create window Wayland. So here, the window config surely. Here we go. So he's trying to set the width and height here. And he somewhere maybe, do we see him call of anything that looks like he's trying to set the size? Like if I just search for width here. Do I see anything resembling here? I do. We see WL region add, right? So when he creates the WL region, he attaches that region to the surface, right? And so probably when we call WL surface set opaque region, we're probably supposed to respond with something that says like, yep, we fucking did it. Right? Set opaque region. The opaque region is an optimization here for the compositor that said optimize the redrawing content behind it, blah, blah, blah. Change the pending opaque region, copies the pending region to the current region. Otherwise, so I don't see anything that looks like, I mean, it looks like it's kind of like an optimization almost, right? Doesn't seem like it's like, it doesn't sound super critical. But I mean, he also is just like immediately destroying the region after. So I don't see any other way this like 800 by 600 is tied back. Right? If we like search from here, 800 or 800. Or sorry, 800. It's literally only that WL region. So it has to be, right? It has to be that like our surface, we must emit something. Like when they commit, presets the, well, okay. Surface is the preferred buffer scale, maybe. It is intended that scaling where clients use the event scale to use it to their content and use double surface set buffer scale to indicate the scale they have rendered with. No, scale doesn't sound like it's like this sounds like we're like making like growing all of the content of our window or something. Not actually like you know, talking about like window size. Oh, I forgot to change the title like 2 hours ago. Wayland compositor shenanigans. Oopies. You guys should have reminded me. How dare you not tell me to change my title? Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. So also on this like XDG stuff. Oh, when we call get surface feedback, are we supposed to put like sizes out here? Formats, flags, device. No, none of this stuff looks like size. What's he working on? What did I walk into? Yeah, we're working on a window manager. Very interesting. Okay. So let's keep looking at GLFW and see WL viewport set destination. So he says get viewport. So this is like create native surface. This is before the EGL stuff. So maybe we missed something here. Set WL viewport, set destination. WL viewport. I don't even see that shit. Oh, this is if window scale frame buffer, which probably is not true. I would assume that's not true. So we're probably more looking for like this. So wait, what was that? That was on WL width here. Who uses this thing? Get window size Wayland just returns that thing. When you create like an EGL buffer, how does that work? Right, so EGL somewhere, do we not ask? It's like you set the GL viewport. You set the GL viewport size, but that doesn't that doesn't change the back buffer size. The back buffer size must be pulled from EGL somehow. Right? It must be that like it must be that the GLFW says to Wayland, please, I want you to render this size. Then EGL, when we're initializing our GL context, asks the compositor what size it wants to be. It has to be something along those lines. But in our backtrace, we saw that the available size was 1, which means that GLFW is reporting the size as 1. So what the fuck is going on there? Right? We're doing like get window size. He's just returning this like WL.width, which means that we must be going through this like maybe through resize window. Because where we're creating this thing, it's surely what we passed in, right? Printf resizing Oopsies, wrong thing. Printf resizing window from this to this. Window. Oh, we can just breakpoint here, actually. We don't have to do that. I forgot. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. P WL width. P window WL width. 800 P width. Aha! Aha! That's where it is, baby! Okay, so where the fuck is this coming from? Create XCG shell objects. So here, we probably are supposed to, when they create the top level surface, are we supposed to write down the size? Let's see. So this is on frame 10. Yeah, they're saying they're handling surface configure. Ah, let's fucking go, baby. Okay, so are we omitting that configure and just omitting it with 1? That's crazy if that's what we're doing. If we're doing that, we're fucking idiots. XCG, what is it? XCG surface configure? XCG top level? Configure. Oh, interesting. Maybe it's that we are emitting XCG surface configure events, but not XCG top level configure events. Bindings.xcg top level. Yeah, we never do that. So I bet that, like, what's happening is we're supposed to issue a configure that matches what they set us at some point, and we just don't do that, so it gets kind of like cached in their system as 1 by 1. Look for the channel links, it's StreamOS. No. It says Wayland Window Manager on Linux. So we're kind of doing like a on Linux, you display your windows somehow. There's like this window manager right now is showing this browser. This is a like window manager called Kwin who's running like the Wayland protocol, and we're trying to like replace that with another window manager that also runs the Wayland protocol. So like apps know how to like to, hey, I'd like a window, please, and we're supposed to like answer him. And we're trying to implement that. Okay, so I suspect if we look for like the XCG stuff, do we see him calling like set resolution? No, but we do see him tying the XDG surface to surface 13, where surface 13 had a WL surface region commit. So this is probably the path that we're supposed to follow, is that when they create a top level surface here, we rip out a configure that matches what they said in set opaque region. I bet it's like something like that, because that's the only other place that we see this 800 come in. There was a set max size, yeah, but it's not being called. Right, that's the confusing part. Right, like they're calling this with 0, 0 everywhere. Like if we search for 800, the literal only place we see that is in this region. So it's gotta be that our like WL surface, we have to have like a, you know, region or something. Opaque, we'll just call this opaque width and opaque height. And I guess we will also default these to ones. That doesn't seem crazy. And then when they say like, what was the call we were missing? It was like set opaque region or something. What are they doing when they create the region again? Okay, so they're calling on this region. They're probably calling set. Wait, why are we even looking at? Why do we even store this at all? So they add. Oh, I see. They're calling add on this thing, which adds a specified rectangle to the region. Okay. We'll just do this. Hacking it. Hack it. Hack. It looks like the region is supposed to be more advanced than this. More advanced than this. Smile. But we're just going to hack it for now. So when they call add on the region, right, we're like, we're looking for add. Else we do like a log unused if unhandled requests. How do we do this usually? Log it like this. Okay. So here, if we see an add, we say like region ID is a WL region ID with inner is param or object ID. Nice. We look at self WL regions at region ID, or else return diagnostics, make internal error. No region for this with the object ID. Cool. And then this is probably a get pointer. And we're like region width is equal to max params width and region width or something. And it's just like, this is like totally wrong. Fix me. This is surely incorrect. Smile. Right. Okay, this thing. I guess here we set the defaults on these to 1 as well. Fuck it. Okay. Then, when they attach this to the surface, it's like set opaque region params. We're getting the region here. So this is self WL regions. Get this, or else return. This is a client error, I think. Because here they have control over the region, right? So no region with ID this. This is not our fault. This is their fault. Probably. Maybe. Could be our fault. Who fucking knows, you know? It's probably our fault, actually. But, you know, you can't stop me. I don't know if this strong typing is really helping me at all. It feels like it's like making me think about it a little bit, but it is a little silly. Surface ID is a surface ID with object ID. And then here we say const surface is self surfaces get pointer with the surface ID, and in this case, it is an internal error. Because in this case, we resolved the interface, but not the object. No surface with ID this. Oh, I think we actually have like get WL surface, which is probably a better way to do this. Does this return the pointer? Yeah, I should be doing this the whole time. Surface dot opaque width is you know, this is gonna be the region width like this. Boom, boom, right? Easy. What's this pissed about? Expected 3 arguments, found 2. I see. Oopsies, this is interface. Nice. I see why we did it that way. I see what we were doing. Oh, compile times are so long to use LLVM, man. What a pain. And so now what we have to do is when they create the top level surface and they tie it to us, we're like, whoa, was it, did they not tie that? Was that not what we saw? Get XG surface with the surface, right? So I think it's here. Maybe configure bounds. This feels right. Like it feels like we're supposed to do this, right? Oh, this is actually top level. Fuck. So it's here. Top level is bindings, XDG, top level. ID is params ID, and we should be able to be like top level, configure bounds. Here we're like surface is get XCG surface. What does this return? This returns a surface. So this is like XDG ID. XDG surface ID is an XDG surface ID coming from the guy that called this. So we're like, okay, here you go, bud. And this is an interface thing. Diagnostics here in case of failure. And here we're like, okay. Like this. Width is the XG surface width. Yes. 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 Okay, and this thing is like, I want to be an I32, so I guess we'll just try to write I32 everywhere here, right? Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh wait, I meant I wanted to look at that. Fuck! He's still saying 1. Fuck. Okay, 800. So here we do send the XGG top level configure bounds. That is happening. But maybe we don't call configure on this thing, which we're supposed to do. Oh yeah, I meant to call configure, not configure bounds. My bad. What was it? It was like with heightened states. I'll just do this empty. Go to bed. Happy debugging. Later. Later. All right, is that better? Still white 1, huh? We do have to commit the surface after the top level, I think. If I remember correctly. So, can we do a little XG surface here? I think we are supposed to do this, if I remember correctly. Um, how does this work? What is this? Outstanding XGG configure. Sure. If that's what you want, that's what I'll give you, baby. I saw set max width is 0, 0. Yeah, but I think that's like a artifact of something else. You know? I think that's coming from like the other side. Fuck. Although maybe it's fine. Maybe this happens once like this. Oh yeah, let's go, baby. Width 800, height 600. He's swapping like fucking crazy, man. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. Okay, we're still not seeing anything interesting over here, right? This guy should definitely be seeing something happening. But at least, like, we, on our end, are running. So now the question is why does that not result in any, like, action on our side? On the window manager side? It feels like this isn't sitting, he's not, like, waiting for events correctly. But that's a problem for tomorrow. I think this is a good, place to call it. It's 4:30. We're later than normal. But yeah, that's a big win. So now our app, as far as like our app is concerned, he thinks he's running like crazy. He thinks he's running like 1,000 FPS. Whoa, why is it different this time? Hello? Whoa, wait. Something's changed. Oh, we removed the swapping log. That's why. I forgot. Yeah, so he's sitting here. He thinks he's rendering. But as far as I can tell, we are not ever getting any buffers. So we'll look at that tomorrow. I think we made a good amount of progress today. I don't really know what it all was, but I feel like we were moving forward the whole time. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. If you like what you saw, we stream most days, 12:30 to 4 o'clock Pacific time. It's 4:30 now, so anywhere between 4 hours ago and half an hour ago is when you should expect to see us live. We're working on this window manager. Follow progress on the YouTube if you're watching live. There's a YouTube link in the Twitch description. Sometimes we do other stuff that is not posted to the YouTube. So today we were looking at like trying to shore up some of that Nix build stuff. So we were just trying to like understand the Nix environment a little bit better. And so there's like an hour and a half of that goes up on Patreon, YouTube members, or in the Twitch VOD if you support in any of those places. The stream will stop happening when I have to get a job because I run out of money. So any support does help. And in return, you guys get VODs of the parts that we don't post to YouTube, which you don't need though, right? Obviously, you can follow along without them. But they are, they're interesting. Okay, I think that's all we got to plug. YouTube, peace out. Twitch, let's find someone to raid.